And I'm live. Oh, man. Hello. Happy Sunday. Waiting for people to come on. Happy Sunday. Hi, Janet. Baby, can you go on my Evolve Estates email? I have a contract that if you could just sign it for me. Hi, Pedro. Loved your last video. Which one was that one? Let me think. The one in Ocala? Was that the one in Ocala? It has been just the last 2 weeks because of vacation and the hurricane. So I've only had one video per week. So I'm trying to think, was that the Ocala one? Yeah, that one was the Ocala 4 days ago. That one was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. The one with the sunflower. Oh, the lifestyle video. Oh, yes. Thank you. We're trying to, like I said, it's new content for us. So we're trying to figure out, the best way to go about things, right? So I kind of wanted to give you a glimpse of what it takes to, basically get ready for a family outing with 6 kids, right? And what we do to prepare. And you guys know that I kept it 100, right? Super transparent. I wasn't a big fan of the food when I went last year, so we just went to Publix, and we got some cold cuts and things to make for the kids. Yeah, but the sandwiches ended up not even making it to the place because by the time we were on our way over there, it was like, all right, it's lunchtime. So it's cool how know what to see when you find my house. Yes. So it was, we went when it first opened for the season, and it wasn't as crowded, but now, oh my goodness. Hi Theo, thank you. Now it's every weekend is almost sold out, right? Saturday was sold out. I don't know about today, but I didn't mind going when it first opened because it wasn't as crowded. When it's crowded, it's just like, I lost 2 of the kids last year. So not my proudest mom moment, but it happens to the best of us. Oh man, I hope you guys had a great week. Anything interesting happened? I'm like, oh no, I'm cold and I'm hot. Okay. Let me know. This week was really good. It was a busy week. We were blessed enough to have 3 families under contract this week, and I'm super excited. One of them, they're leaving Summerfield, Florida, and they are relocating to St. Cloud. That one was a little not hard in the sense, but sometimes it's like when a family really doesn't know what area they want to be in, it just takes a little longer, right? So that we can explore the different houses in the different areas and see, what's the best, which one is the best area house for you, right? So it took a few different houses and locations to just come down to the one. So they decided to buy a home in St. Cloud. It's, man, when I tell you, the backyard is just amazing. When you go out there, the pool, it gives you kind of like you're on a vacation because it has rocks surrounding the back with waterfalls, and I love it. And it's on a half an acre. in the St. Cloud area. So I'm super excited for them. And then I got my Villafranca family under contract. Oh my goodness. I'm super excited for them. We we had a few showings, and then there was one that was 2000. It was built in 2019, right? And what with this family is that it was very important that they weren't too far away from his job, right? And so we got them a newer 2019 home, maybe like 30 minutes away from his job. And I'm super excited for them. So what happened was is they were this house was first on the market at around 350, 355, right? And so the house was sitting, there was a tenant inside, and so the tenant abandoned abandoned the house. They got it up to par to buy, to put it on the market to, excuse me, they got it up to par because it needed to be painted and all that. So we just went on Friday and they were like, this is it. So it was a multiple offer situation. And I was able to get them the offer. So this is so cool. So with you, who you work with matters, right? So I was able to get them the accepted offer without even having to increase the price, right? So I'm super excited for them. We just, we were creative on the terms, right? So what we did was, because it's a multiple offer situation, and I'm very experienced with multiple offer situations because that's all we've experienced during COVID, right? Multiple offers almost on every house, right? So you learn how to get creative and see. Hold on. No,
It's a required field.
yeah, but that's, you have to put the name, managing broker name, which is Rebecca.
Oh, okay.
Rebecca Redmond, and then yeah. So yeah, we were able to. So what I did was, number one, it's a conventional loan. So my lender was able. We put in the offer on Friday, and we're closing on November 8th. So we literally have 2 weeks. And so I called the lender, right, and I was like, "Can you make this happen?" He was like, absolutely, we could do it, because it's a super clean file. Sometimes like the files are not as simple, and they take a little bit more time, but this one worked perfect. And then we needed to do the minimal of the inspection period. So what I did was I called the inspection company. I was like, listen, I need you on standby if we can have the house inspected on Monday, because we have a short inspection period, right? So I did a lot of the stuff on the front end before we even went under contract, just to make sure that we could make it work. So we got their contract, their offer accepted. So I'm super excited for them. And then my cousin has decided to evolve in real estate. I am super freaking excited for her. She was renting an apartment in Tampa, and she was like, I'm just giving my money away. And I was like, I know, I told you, like, let's go. And so she's going under contract today for a really, really nice townhome, Mattamy Homes. Their homes don't even look like townhomes, to be honest. Inside, it doesn't feel like a townhome. So I'm super excited for them. Super, super, super excited. So this upcoming week, tomorrow, we are going to have okay, so I recorded a video from Monday for Hartford Terrace in Davenport, Florida. We did the it's Pulte Homes. We did the Medina floor plan, which could be a 3-bedroom plus a flex, or a 4-bedroom 3-bath home. So what I like about these builders here is that all their floor plans are all over Central Florida, right? So depending on the location is where you're going to where you are going to like the price is going to depend on the location, right? So that is just so that's tomorrow. And then Tuesday we went and we did the we went to Alachua, Florida, and we did the barndominium. And it is so unique. I was so giddy because I was like, oh my goodness, me personally, I've never been in a barndominium. So this was really, it was a lot of fun. So this one is on almost 6 acres, 5.95 to be exact. And the main house is 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,500 square feet. And then the garage is 2,500 square feet. And so you have, you can make it whatever your heart desires. If you have collection, like car collections, if you have maybe a business like a warehouse distribution type business, right? You can do that there. So it's big. And what I like about it is that it has a half bathroom in the garage as well, right? So there's a breezeway connecting both of the houses, but they're technically connected. It's only one roof. So I'm excited for you guys to see that. I'm really, really, really excited for that. Have you guys ever heard of barndominiums? Have you ever been inside a barndominium? Let me know. Let me know. You guys are quiet today. It's Sunday, right? Let me know. No, Janet. Yeah. It's pretty cool. And the location, so it's right outside of Gainesville. So it's literally about 30 minutes away from University of Florida. And you're literally like, it may seem like you're in the middle of nowhere, but you're actually not. You have down the road 5 minutes, you have your Publix, you have, of course, like your McDonald's, your Wendy's, your fast food options. But then you're only 15 minutes away from like the outlets, the outdoor shopping, tons of different doctor facilities, hospitals, and things like that. So I thought it was a really, really good location. So this same builder who built the barndominium, they actually have another plot of land like 2 lots over, and that one is I think that one's on 4.95 of an acre, and they're just put it on the market. They're selling the house, and that one I think they're selling it for like $750. But I think the reason why the barndominium is on the market for so long is because they originally had it priced at like a little bit over 800,000. I want to say it was 800,000. And that's the thing. What happens is that if you overprice your property and you put it on the market, it stays on the market for longer and longer, and then you start price decreasing, and then it's just not attractive anymore, right? So you always, when you're selling your house, you always want to price it right the first time, because I'm telling you, I've seen it way too many times where sellers think we're still in COVID and you could, sell the house for $100,000 above what you're asking for, but that's not the market that we're in. And you want to price your house correctly. Like, and I know, a lot of people have attachment to their house, right? They feel like they put a lot of work in, which, if you did, that's cool. It's going to raise your value. But if you pay, like, let's say if you pay $100,000 for a pool, that doesn't mean when you sell it, you're going to get that $100,000 back, right? And so that's what people have to really understand. But, I also came across, so one of my just know that I don't only cover like the Ocala area. I cover all of Central Florida, and I don't only help people buy, I help them sell as well, right? So like, let's say if you need to sell your home, we would work together to sell your home and then buy a home as well. So this market is very unique in the sense of, it's kind of, we're heading into more of a buyer's market. So buyers have a lot of flexibility now, in the sense of there's more room for negotiation, right? And of course, the builders are constantly still giving really good incentives. So for example, my cousin that we're going under contract today, she is getting a townhome, as I mentioned, but her incentives are crazy. So the builder is paying all of her closing costs, and she's gonna have, so she had a, she could have as low as a 4.99 interest rate. But what you guys have to understand about that is that, so let's say the she's arriving, so let's say the builder is offering 6% of the purchase price towards incentives, right? So you could use that. So that basically is, that's what's helping you buy down the interest rate to 4.99, and then you could use the balance to cover most of the closing costs, right? Or you can maybe, so for right now, let's say the interest rates are in the mid sixes, right? You could buy down the interest rate to, I believe, so there's a few different options I saw. So one of them was like 5.375, right? And the difference between 5.375 and 4.99 in mortgage was very, very minimal, right? So the lender was like, I recommend you take the 5.375 because you are going to have that difference cover the all of the closing costs, right? So the mortgage still wasn't where she wanted it to be, where she felt comfortable. So we negotiated with the builder, and we have, so the HOA in that community is about $217 per month. So the builder is going to pay 1 year of her HOA fees, which is great. I'm super excited for that. And then of course I got her the washer and dryer, the blinds. We got the garage floor finished as well. So it was a really, really good deal. So builders are still offering very, very good incentives. Hi Felipe, I'm good. How are you? Pedro said, yes, here in Queens, New York, that's the problem that my neighbor had, priced too far from the comps in my area. Yeah, like I'm so serious. So for example, the home that we had, that we just got under contract for the Villa Franca family, they went on the market too high. They were on over 300. I think it was like 355. I have to double check. But that's why it stood on the market longer, right? So then when it was down, when they brought it down to 335, they created a multiple offer situation. So had they already priced that home at 335 in the very beginning, it would have went very fast, right? So what happens is that you also, I always encourage sellers to think, okay, what is the whole scenario, right? What is the story here? If you want to overprice the home, right, and it's going to sit on the market, you still have to, if you have a mortgage on it, you're still paying a mortgage on it, right? Like let's say it's sitting empty. So for this example, it was sitting empty because the tenants had abandoned the property. So you still have an overhead, right, of the mortgage. You're still gonna have a light bill, even though, because you still should have the AC on, right? So you have to think about that. It's like, okay, my mortgage is, let's just say, $2,000 per month, and my house is sitting. So you're already like 2,000 every month. It just doesn't make any sense. So had they put the house on the market at 335, it would have went already. But I'm glad that they didn't, because now I got it for my clients, right? And so I'm super excited for them. But pricing your property is the right price is extremely, extremely important. Like it's extremely important. And then, I personally wouldn't take an overpriced listing. Like if we see the comps and you're just like $50,000-$60,000 over, it just doesn't make any sense, because my job is not just to list the house, it's to sell the house, right? And in order for me to sell the house, the price has to make sense, right? Also, what I've seen too is that a lot of people like to go with discounted agents, right? And I feel like in life you get what you pay for, in the sense, right? So when I'm looking for houses for my clients, and I'm like, holy moly, like you could tell their iPhone photos, some the lights are not on, the fans are you could tell that the fan is on, because it's blurry where the fan is. What else you could see sometimes you could see people in the mirror when they take the photos, right? I think photos are super important, because that's the first that's the first reflection of the house that people are seeing on the internet, right? So photos are extremely important. And then I've seen some people take iPhone photos, but me personally, I hire a photographer, right? Because I wanted to make sure that the pictures are perfect, right? And you have to, oh my gosh, guys, it's just, I've seen it way too much. I've seen it way too much. Where the car is still in the driveway, right? No, please take the car out the driveway. You want it super clean. You want the blinds to be open, right? You want it to be uncluttered. There's so many steps to take to make a home sell, and that's the first thing. Those pictures are extremely, extremely important. So I always say, you know, a lot of people think that they're saving money by going with a discounted agent. But in fact is that if you go to the agent who knows their value and knows that they could bring it to the, you know, sell the home, they're going to get you more money. So essentially you're going to make more money as a consumer, right? But I just don't think some people understand that. And so it's very important. Who you work with definitely matters, right? I'm a strong believer, and I've come to the conclusion because there has been a couple of people who are just like, well, you know, with this whole new law, this NAR, you guys know that I've been talking about that with the commission and the buyer broker agreement and things like that. So there have been people who call me and they're like, listen, I don't want to pay any commission. So what you get from the seller, if that's, I'm not paying any commission, right? And then, you know, to be very honest with you, I was like, okay, so I'll negotiate with the seller, so that I could get paid. But at the same time, right? You don't value, like, that person doesn't value me and my expertise, right? And so I'm no longer am working with people like that. If you do not value me, if you don't think, you know, you have to value me, you have to value my time, my knowledge, right? And if you don't, then we're not working together. Because if some sellers are adamant, they're like, I'm not paying anything, right? Or they're like, I'm only paying this amount, but I'm worth this amount, right? We're gonna have to figure something out, because I'm no longer like, I'm not discounting myself, you know. And those are the people, to be quite honest with you, who are just rude, mean, like I said, don't value your time, don't value you, are a headache. And I'm no longer interested. And that's just the fact of it. I'm no longer interested in working with people who don't understand my value. And you guys know I'm 100%. I do this live for you guys so that I can answer questions. I can, you know, educate you guys. I can let you know what's happening. I can let you know the deals that I've done, so that I can, you know, the current deals, so that you can kind of see, okay, this is what's happening in our market. This is some negotiating. This is what I could probably get, right? So, yeah, no. If you want to work with me, it's fine, but we definitely need to come to an agreement with that. Hi, James. Pedro, yes, this is one reason a builder would consider lowering acts based on monthly carrying costs. Yep. Yeah, it's extremely important, right? And then what happens is, and I always say this, is that when you're like, especially with new construction, when you're buying a house, the best incentives that you're possibly going to get is that move-in ready home, because you're not going to get those types of incentives with a home that has to be built, like a to be built, or one that's not going to be completed for a couple of months, right? I always say the move-in ready homes are where it's at as far as incentives. It doesn't get no better than that. Hi, Shiloh. Did you see that I was near Gainesville yesterday? I thought about you when I was over there, because I remember you had mentioned that you passed the area going to Gainesville a few weekends ago. So yeah, people, know your worth. Know your worth. I promise you. The people who know your worth are going to work with you. Yeah, you saw the video? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I thought it was such a cool property. I'm super excited for that. Oh, Zana, yes. Good for you. You don't get respect. You don't need them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. No. And then I'm telling you, it's one of those, sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'll just do it, right? And it's that gut. My intuition is like, no, Alexis, don't do it, don't do it. And I'll do it. And then just dealing with them is just like, oh, I should have listened to my intuition and not done it, because you just know the people who just do not value you. James, cabinet counter. Hi. What does that mean, cabinet counter? I'm not sure what that means. So, okay. So Tuesday is going to be the Barnuminium. And then I did tell you that we're going to start doing Luxury Thursdays. That is going to debut. Let me see the calendar. November 7th, Thursday, November 7th. That's when we're going to start doing the Luxury Thursday. So we're gonna I think the first one is gonna be a very, very, very nice house in Davenport in a community called Providence. So it's actually a golf course community. It's humongous. And so you have different types of homes. So there's only two builders in there. Lennar is one of them, and then ABD is another one. So the ABD one is the one who builds the luxury homes. And so there's some really nice ones. Is Luxury Thursday going to be on a different channel or your main channel? My main channel. So I keep all home like tours, whether it's luxury or not. And I feel like luxury is of the eye of the beholder, if that makes any sense, right? I feel like we all live a luxurious life, right? Whether it be love, we're how do I say, with family, with love, with friends, right? So yes, it's gonna be on my regular channel. Also, Sunshine State Living, if you guys didn't check it out, Pedro did. We uploaded Southern Hill Farm. So it's a great fall festival to do with your friends in Claremont, with your friends, your family in Claremont, Florida. So we had a really, really good time. And then our next one is going Friday or Saturday. I'm trying to figure out what day is best because it's a brand new channel, right? So we're not getting as many views as I would like, but it's okay because it's a new channel. So I'm toying between Friday and Saturday. So I've been trying Saturdays now to upload it. So this upcoming week is going to be our cruise. So we recorded it. We recorded multiple aspects of the cruise, and I'm super excited for you guys to see our journey. Not our journey, our experience in the cruise. It was so much fun. And the reason why I put that one on the channel was because cruising is just that much easier in Florida, right? Because we have the three major ports. So our cruise left out of Port Canaveral, but we did this past July, Vic and I went on a cruise this past January, excuse me. And we went out of Miami and we just took the Bright Line from Orlando to Miami, and it was a great ride. We had Wi-Fi, right, babe?
Where?
On the Bright Line.
Yeah.
So we have Wi-Fi on the Bright Line, so we were able just to work prior to going on the cruise. So it was cool. So I'm excited for you guys to see that. You're gonna see the kids having just a blast, eating. Eating. Yes, Southern Hill Farms. Thank you so much, Shiloh. Everyone needs to see it. It was really, really good. Like I said, these are new videos, so we're just trying to figure out which route we're trying to go, what are we trying to show, right? So I was just explaining earlier in the live that we were trying to I wanted to show what it takes to get ready, and I guess kind of like what it takes to get ready with the kids and things like that. Pedro said also like the video when you guys went ziplining, looked fun. Man, I feel thank you so much. That I was a little disappointed because I had a GoPro, right? But the kids they don't know anything about the GoPro, neither do I. But you had to attach the GoPro on top of the helmet, and it's not like you can like keep putting the helmet on and off, right? So it got overheated, and it stopped recording in the very, very beginning. So here I am thinking it's recording, and Vic doesn't do zip lining. So he wasn't there with me. I was just there with the kids, and it's okay. It's okay. It was, what's so funny about that is that I chose the shortest time, because I was like, listen, I ain't got no time to be here for 3.5 hours trying to zip line on all these different lines, right? I'm gonna do the simplest one, which is the shortest one. And that was not the case. The shortest one was actually the hardest one. And I apologize to my children, because I was like, my bad, guys, my bad. But listen, that should go to show you I'm 0 to 100 real quick, like 0 to 100. I'm an all or nothing. I don't think 0 to 100 is the right analogy. I'm all or nothing type of person. So we did that one. So but yeah, that a time was had over there. What we were thinking about doing too, so there's this resort called River, what is it? Lakewood Ranch.
Yeah.
Okay, Lakewood Ranch, and it's owned by Westgate. We went in, do you remember, like 2016, 17?
Yeah.
Like 2017, we went to Lakewood Ranch, and a time was had I only had the 3 kids at that time. And we went for my oldest's birthday, and it's so cool. We went, what's that thing called when you go on the water, pa? The boat? There's a word for it.
Yeah, the big boat.
Yeah. Anyways, we went on a swamp ride type of thing to see alligators, and so we were thinking about maybe taking a weekend to show you guys what. It's not far from Davenport. It's maybe like an hour, right? Maybe like an hour and a half. And so we were thinking about doing that, but it's super exciting. I love, the kids love it too, right? The kids love to see themselves on YouTube. They want to be YouTube superstars. So I love doing that with them. Pedro said, it's okay. Always just remember that the effort that you put into these videos are truly appreciated. Thank you. It's not always easy, man. Not with 20 kids, not with 6 kids. Especially like Cassidy, she was like, it's so funny. We were doing the intro at the farms, and the sun is in her face, and so she's like this, and she's like, we got you, and I'm just like, it's girl, we just 2 seconds, open your eyes and do. And she's like, I can't see. Oh man, I wish we need like another camera person to do behind the scenes of this, of our of making these videos, because it's hilarious. It is so hilarious. But I've learned to just kind of like love the process, right? And just go with it. Just go with it. Stuff happens, as you can see when Vic went into the water in Silver Springs, right? We're just gonna go with it. That's it. Guys, do you have any what do you mean sunglasses? Do you have any questions that I can help? Oh, Shiloh said, what benefits do residents receive at parks, cruises, adventures that tourists do not get? So I didn't receive no benefits on the cruise, right? That is just like, I don't think that there's any like Florida resident discount as far, huh? That would be nice. Yeah. Florida resident discount as far as cruises are concerned. But like, yeah, you definitely receive you have more benefits as a Florida resident for like the Disney theme parks, Universal. You can get their Florida resident passes, which is definitely a discount. Legoland. So yeah, that's definitely a discount, I believe. At your regular parks, like let's say Gatorland, I don't see that there was a like a discount unless you did the yearly pass. But me personally, I feel like for Gatorland, it's a one and done type of thing, like once in a while type of thing. It's not like somewhere you want to go all of the time, like, oh my gosh, let's go to Gatorland every weekend. No. SeaWorld too, they have Florida resident discounts. We one year we went to Adventure Florida, and it's kind of it's kind of like a zoo, but like a low low budgeted zoo type of thing. We went through a safari, and we were like, this is okay. But there were no discounts for the zip lining. There was no like Florida discount. So what I would say is that definitely like the bigger theme parks do have discounted tickets for Florida residents. But as far as like these, like the zip linings didn't or anything like that. Were you able to find out if there are? So I did find out there aren't any lower tax breaks for seniors at 65. But what you could do if you are if you're a Florida resident already and you already have like a homestead, right? What you could do is you can move over your portability, and that's going to save money on your taxes per year. So one thing I also did find out is that, so number one, I'm not a tax appraiser, right? Or anything like that. But I was talking to the builder yesterday for the barn dominium, and I did not know this. So if you buy agricultural land, right, you don't automatically get an agricultural tax exemption, right? You have to meet a certain criteria as far as like farm animals and things like that. So what you could do is if you have like you could put one donkey on the land, and it will qualify for the agricultural tax exemption. Also, what they did was they had a farmer come and plant peas, right? So they planted peas on some of the property, and the farmer harvested it. The farmer took so there's kind of like there's a tax exemption for the farmer. The farmer was like, I'll plant the peas and help them, harvest it, but I get this exemption, and then you could get the agriculture exemption, right? And so that's what they did. So, but we don't know what their tax bill is going to be for this year, because last year was just based on the land, and last year was about $1,200. So I don't know what the taxes are going to be on this one. John Henry said, hi Alexis, when do you sign the buyer seller agreement on your first meetup? Because I would be making an appointment for a meetup in a few weeks. I'm in Queens, New York. Queens in the house. Okay. So so make an appointment, right? And you could do it on my calendar. You could call us. You'll get Katrina, who's my assistant, and she'll put you on my calendar. When we are communicating via Zoom, which I prefer so I can see your face, or phone, we'll explain to you the process, and then that's when we'll go ahead. I'll send you an email with the buyer broker agreement in a video, right? So that you can go you can basically like go over while I'm going over it in the video, so that you can see all the points, because I'm a very transparent person, right? I want you to know what you're getting into and at the very beginning. So then if you agree to everything, if you have any questions, we'll talk about it, and then I'll send you the electronic document so that we can get your signatures. That is needed prior to me going out and showing you any homes. But I like that even prior to showing any homes, because this is going to show me that you are you're committed to working with me. And I still put in a lot of time, right, and resources prior to us meeting. So I like to have a buyer broker agreement in place after our first conversation, and you decide that you want to work with us. And we're not for everybody, right? And that's okay too. So yeah, just definitely just let me know, and yep, we can make that appointment. Shiloh said, so if you get a barn dominium, how does that rate for hurricanes? Okay, so great question, Shiloh. So I did speak with the builder. When you build a barn dominium, you still have to build to code, right? So I don't know what the specifics mile per hour for the roof has to be. I think it was like 133 or 135 around there. The barn dominium roof is over 140, right? And so the way that it was built, and I'm not a builder, I don't specialize in this, right? So she was telling me, the builder, because she lives 2 houses down, so she was telling me that the way that they build it, they put these it's like 20 feet down, these really really concrete structure type thing, pillars. So that barnuminium is not going anywhere. And the way the garage was set up, so the garage is 2,500 square feet. Inside the garage, um they got the how do I say this, the supplies from a commercial distributor in Miami, in Boca Raton to be exact. And the way it is, it's kind of like it's these separate panels, and they have like these steel beams coming across it. And when I tell you, it was like it's not moving anywhere. We just went through the hurricane, there was no damage or anything like that. And what I thought that was really cool too is that when it comes to like farmland, you don't need an irrigation system. Like it's not like residential where it's just like, okay, we need an irrigation system, because if not, we're gonna have to maybe buy the one that comes above ground. You could get that on Amazon or anything. But what I thought that was so cool, because the grass is sustainable. It gets the water from when it rains, but it doesn't die. And I thought that that was so freaking cool. But that one it's fenced on two sides. So it's fenced on one side of the property, and then it's fenced in the front. So if somebody's going to buy it and they wanted to fence it completely, they would have to fence the back and then one of the sides of the house. But I thought it was super cool. So what happened was is that they originally had built it for their son, right? So their son was going to move into it, and then just kind of life happened, and plans changed, and so that's why they're selling it. But they also built a house two lots down, which is on 4.95 acres, and it's a pretty cool house from what I saw on the outside, and I looked at the pictures that she was showing me. So it's kind of like the owner suite has its own wing of the house, and then it's like you go through a little hallway, and then you get to the main house where the guest bedroom is, the kitchen, and all the primary living is. But then the owner suite is separate, which I thought was pretty freaking cool. Hi, Bobby. Yes, John. Yeah, John, that's just the way in we do things, as I was talking earlier. Like we just, I'm just super not to toot my own horn, but let me toot my horn, right? Like I'm a really good real estate agent. And that's how we do it. That's how we're doing it. So yeah, I'm super excited for you guys to see that video. I was also going to, let me check something out. Any big plans for the upcoming week? If you're on here and we are under contract, let me just remind you guys, or you're a past client in the Ocala area, we're having a client appreciation event in November. So you should have received an invite. And then for everyone outside of Ocala in the like Davenport area, we're doing a separate event as well. So I'm super excited. Hi, Maureen. So let's see. So the interest rates are let's talk about interest rates real quick. So interest rates are they did take a dip in September, but now they're in like the mid sixes. It's still lower than we were in the beginning of the year. And we're just in a really weird time right now with the elections, with fall this time is usually a little bit just slower, right? Because people are getting ready for the holidays. So I do, I'm curious to see where interest rates are heading after the elections. I don't think it's going to be like a significant whether it's up or down. But I know that a lot of people are waiting to buy after the elections. Are you one of those people? If you are, tell me why. Hi, Paul. Tell me why. And once I receive proof of work, we're going under contract. I'm super excited. So tell me, I'm curious to just, everybody has different perspectives, and I love to hear everybody's perspective and take on things. I did read in an article that people who are retired, they're not really concerned with interest rates, right? Because they own the house that they currently own. They have so much equity in it that they're not phased by interest rates. And honestly, people are still buying, people are still selling, right? There's always going to be a need because people's life change, right? Some, unfortunately, of course, is life. Some people pass away, growing families, relocating, retiring, upsizing, downsizing, whatever have you, right? So I feel like there is a house for everyone. I actually went to this, and again, everybody has a different story, right? So when we were checking houses for a client, we went into this one house, and when I tell you, it was so freaking beautiful. They upgraded it and things like that. And what happened, her husband landed the job that he has been waiting for, the position, and she was like, I can't even enjoy what we just did. But that goes to show you that just like, people have to sell for all different kinds of reasons. So that house has been on the market for quite some time, which I'm a little surprised, but it could have been that it was on the market. It was priced high on the market. And, unfortunately, there are just some agents who just put their sign in front of the house and just cross their fingers that they're gonna sell the house, right? That somebody's gonna call them, when especially in this market, it takes a lot more than that, a lot more than that. And then just overall, just some communities are a little bit slower, right? So I do have this one listing that it's a beautiful house, and we're priced well below market value, right? But this community specifically just has so much inventory, and the houses are staying on the market just a lot longer, right? So that's something that we can't control. Paul, it's been very slow there. No, I get it. There are, it's just, this is the time of the year where it tends to slow down. Shiloh said, when I search for houses on the internet, I'm finding the houses have increased in prices. Same house floor plans I've been looking at for 1 year, 6 months ago are now $50,000 to $100,000 more. Yep. I've seen that as well. And it just honestly depends, right? So I always tell you guys, I bought my house in 2020. My house went, and it's 2024 now, so 4 years, and my house has went up in equity for, I would say, like 150, between 150 $160,000. But yes, I've seen where prices are just like, what? So example, Ocala. When in 2019, Ocala new homes were selling for like 175, 190. You heard that right. And now it's double. Now they're in the $300,000 range, right? So it's kind of like, damn. I wish I would have, like, a lot of people are like, I wish I would have bought back then, right? But I feel like there's always still a time for that as well. A lot of people, they see an area that is just not as developed as other areas, but it's always super just important to know that most likely the growth is going to happen, and that's what's happening in Ocala now. The bigger builders are building more, even in Marion Oaks. I mentioned it a couple of times in my video, is that they're getting a brand new elementary school. They're actually going to be building a high school there as well. They If you didn't know, Aldi bought out Winn-Dixie. So Aldi is converting most of their Winn-Dixies to Aldis, and so the one that's located in Marion Oaks, they are converting it into an Aldis. AutoZone is going over there now, inside AutoZone, or I think it's AutoZone, the car place in Marion Oaks too. So there's just a lot of growth happening. And I've been saying it till I've been facing blue in the face that, guys, this place is going to be developed. I promise. I'm telling you, once you start seeing businesses start opening, especially the bigger builders start building, it's like, oh, okay, yep. The only thing that they do need is they're going to need like a Starbucks. And yep, Vic said a Starbucks. They need a Starbucks. Oh my gosh, that Starbucks would make so much money. James said, I really appreciate what you folks do for all of us. I watch all of your tours. Thank you. Yes, there's so many different agents on YouTube that cover like the same areas, right? Everybody is just different. So I love YouTube because you get to see just kind of the person's persona, the person's knowledge, right? But I always tell my clients this. I say, listen, if you like to work with us, perfect, right? If you're still looking on YouTube for different houses, that's completely fine. That's okay, because it's impossible for me to showcase every house that Central Florida has to offer, or every community, right? But it comes down to who you want to work with. So a lot of people, oh my gosh, a lot of people compare me to Renzo Montanui. I think I'm saying his last name right or wrong. Montanuti, I think it is. And so a lot of people be like, oh, they haven't done that quite some time actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But they'd be like, oh, it's either between you or Renzo that I want to work with. I'm like, then I mean, only you can make that decision, right? Like, we're very different. He shows beautiful houses as well, right? But it just comes down to who you work with. So I always tell my clients, I'm like, listen, if you're still on YouTube, that's completely fine. If you see another house that you absolutely love, just send me the video and I'll get you the house details, because we all have access to the same houses. So it comes down to who you want to work with. But there's a lot of great realtors on YouTube, right? And that's the same thing for me. I'm pretty sure there's people who watch my videos and send them to their real estate agent, and that's okay. That's completely fine, right? Okay. Pedro said, yes, my sister's house in Beverly Hills gone up considerably in the past year or so. Why? Also, you have a sister who lives in Beverly Hills. Okay. I like Beverly Hills. There's a lot of houses in the Pine Ridge community. So I've seen where agents cover Beverly Hills and they say that there's no HOA in Pine Ridge, but that's incorrect. There is an HOA. So just make sure you know that if you decide, I mean, I personally, it just depends on the HOA. I personally I don't mind it. But my next home, I think, is going to be on land. Like, I have a lot of land, not that much land though, because, ain't nobody trying to upkeep all that, but I want to considerably, thing. I see higher prices too. You are the best. Thank you. John Henry said, my family had vote between you and Renzo. You won. See, I tell you, I can't make this up. You guys know that I keep it real 100%. This a lot. It happens a lot to me, is that they'll, and I'm very, guys, I'm sassy, right? I'm just me. I'm real, right? So sometimes people are like, they'll be like, oh, for example, and this happens a lot in Ocala. So one time I was in, we were walking. Oh, this was when we started our lifestyle videos, and we were in downtown Ocala, and I had a couple of the kids with me, and I'm walking, and this couple stops me, and he's like, oh, you're on YouTube. I'm the I got you girl now. So you're the I got you girl. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I love your videos, this and that, right? And I was like, that's awesome. He was like, we just closed on our house. Really? So this is how I am. I'm like, well, congratulations. I'm like, but if you love my videos, like, why you didn't go with me? I'm just curious. And I'm honestly really curious. Like, I'm curious to hear other people's perspective. And then he's like, oh, well, I already had a real estate agent. And I was like, okay, that's completely fine, right? So I was actually in K Hovnanian model home in Ocala, and I was with clients, and somebody was like, oh my goodness, I see your videos on YouTube. Mind you, they're with another real estate agent, and the real estate agent is there. I shouldn't have probably said this. And I was like, well, if you like me, what's up? Like, he's like, oh, well, no, I'm not quite ready yet. And mind you, he has the agent with him. And I was like, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I'm honestly really curious. Like, okay, what about them made you go with that real estate agent? Not to say that I'm going to change anything about me, right? In the sense of like, oh, if you felt that you had a better connection with that person, then that's completely fine, right? I feel like people are really scared to tell people the truth.
It's about identifying differentiators.
Yeah, it's a Victor said it's about identifying different what
Differentiators.
differentiators, and it's okay. Like if you just be like, I don't know, I just felt a connection with this person or that person. I understand that, right? I got that. I understand that because with me, when I make a lot of decisions, I go on based on intuition and connection and feeling, right? And so just it's okay. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I promise you. I'm not for everybody. I'm not, and that's okay. That's okay. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. But I am gonna ask because I'm a very, very curious person. Like maybe, and I don't know. I can't say that I'm like, oh, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do that, because I honestly give my all in all of my videos, right? I give everything I absolutely have. I give you guys the knowledge, right? The breakdown of the numbers, my Monarch School of Real Estate, which is my favorite part of the video. So it's not something where I'm asking you because I'm looking from within and like, is there something wrong with me? Absolutely not, because I'm very confident, and I love myself, and I love what I produce, right? And what I give out to the world. So I just really want to know, okay, what made you go with that person? Shiloh said, if the place is going to explode with population, how will that affect the infrastructure and roadways? How long would it take to get places? That's a great question, right? So what happens is a lot of the times the place is the pace grows way faster than the infrastructure, right? That's what happened in Davenport. So Davenport is pretty large, and what happens is then that's when you get the traffic, and it's like, okay, we're overpopulated now, right? So then what is the city or the state doing now, or the county, to alleviate this? So for example, they're adding extra lanes on I-4, which is Interstate 4, right? And that's what's happening in, where was it? Babe, do you remember we were in Ocala and they were extending the lanes, the turnpike they're extending, right? So I can't say that they're like I can't say that, be like, okay, the infrastructure is gonna be, how do I say this? The infrastructure is going to be in place, right, before the growth of the area. It just doesn't happen like that. So what happens is that the growth happens, and then it's like, oh, okay, we need to do something because there's traffic and all this other stuff. James said, I don't think you would even see Renzo as they have a team. He's probably just a video man. I'm not sure. I don't know how he runs his business. But like I said, bye Paul. But like I said, when it comes just to that stuff, it's just who you feel comfortable with, right? I love a lot of people be like, listen, I feel like you're my cousin. I feel like I know you already, and I love that, right? Because what you see is what you get. Who I am in my videos is who I am in person. So yeah, Shiloh, just going back to that, the growth happens and then the infrastructure happens, because there's just a lot of, there's only I want to say they're extending the lanes in Marion Oaks too, babe. On 484.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so they're extending the lanes on 484 as well. So that's what honestly happens, because honestly, where I live, so I live in Davenport, and the traffic sometimes to get to in rush hour, to get from like Davenport to Orlando, I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to leave at a different time. It's a gut thing. Yep, it is. It's definitely a gut thing. Absolutely. Shiloh said, I remember the turnpike was the best way to travel. I would pay to use the turnpike just to get to places. Now it's a nightmare, like I-75. It definitely can be. Shiloh, what part of Florida do you live in? I'm curious to know. But let's talk about this real quick though. Like what do you guys love about my content? What do you guys love about me? What do you guys love about the live, right? I really want to know. Let's get into that real quick. I'm excited. You guys are going to make me blush. Wait, you live in Missouri? You don't live in Florida? Why did I think you live in Florida, Shiloh? Missouri. I've never been to Missouri before. So, are your kids in Florida? Let me know. So, guys, the question was, what do you love about my videos? What do you love about me that you see? And what do you love about these lives? Shiloh said, my kids graduated from UF and my father lives in Venice. My nephew lives in St. Augustine. Ah, okay. So I actually so my birthday is in March. I'm a Pisces, and I've never like really experienced St. Augustine. So Vic and I took a weekend and we stayed at an Airbnb and we went to just check out like downtown St. Augustine, right, babe? It was a great time. It really was. It's not a place that I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'll go back every so often. But I think I want to bring the kids over there too, because I think that they will like it. My favorite part, if you guys don't know, I'm a foodie. I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret, and you guys are gonna be like, what? So at one point, I was 330 pounds. You heard that right. 330 pounds. I always struggle with my weight, and then after the kids, being married, I'm gonna blame marriage. I'm blaming Victor right now. I was very, very heavy. So I could lose the weight, and it wasn't as hard losing the weight as it was maintaining it off. So then in 2019, I had bariatric surgery, and I love it. I would do it again if I needed to, right? The only hard part about the bariatric surgery is that I can't eat and drink at the same time. So me personally, I loved to have like cafecito with, a pastry or breakfast together. So that's something that I can't do, and that's 5 years already now. And I can't drink anything that has carbonation. I was gonna say carbon dioxide. Carbonation. So anyways, I go to show, I'm still a foodie. I still freaking love food. And so in St. Augustine, there was a waffle place, and they had Belgian waffles, and they had the sugar pearls like imported from Belgium. And that was like, I love waffles. So that was the highlight of my trip there. I went to a diner, and I'm not a big fan of diners. I just feel like they lack, the ones I've been to, right, lack flavor. So we went to check one out, and it wasn't worth it for me. But some people like diner food, right? I'm not a big fan of it. So it was a great place to be. So I want to go. It was cool. We did like it was like a tour, right, babe?
What?
We did the tour
What?
in St. Augustine.
Oh, the
trolley tour. We did the trolley tour. It was so good. So one thing I've been wanting to do, and I didn't know that you had to make an appointment. So I'm trying to. There's one in Orlando. I want to make pottery. I just want to go through the experience. It reminds me of It Takes Two when they do the if you guys ever watched the Olsen twins, where I'm a millennial. So I want to do pottery making, but when I went over there, you had to make an appointment and things like that. So yeah. But you know what? I should actually, maybe that should be a lifestyle video, babe.
Yeah.
St. Augustine with the kids. We went to a restaurant on the beach. It was actually pretty freaking good. Seafood. I love seafood. Anything seafood. So that was really, really, really good. We might actually do that. Go to St. Augustine. Yes, like the movie Ghost. Yes, I've never done it. I really want to do it. Okay. Let's read. Janet said, I have seen his videos, but honestly, you seem so down to earth. Maybe because you are from New York City. I love your videos, your realness. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. What else? Billy said, your energy and warmth. Thank you, Billy. Oh, Janet's a Pisces too. Janet, when's your birthday? You guys want to know a fun fact? So one of my clients that we have under contract right now, we went out to lunch while after we they treated me out to lunch. Thank you. After we toured some houses, and her husband, his birthday is the same birthday as mine. And we were like, what? So like we're birthday, what do we call each other? Like we're birthday twins now. Shiloh, you look wonderful. Thank you, Shiloh. What is it called? Body dysmorphia. I still struggle with it. But I have damn, I don't even like to say my father. Like I think, is there another word for that's so derogative. Anyways, my father, his side of the family, like my grandma has really big arms. So I have really big arms. So that's my next, like I have wings. Like if I go like this, it's like flapping. So that's something that I want to get taken care of probably next year or the year after. Zana said, I love you because there's a sense of genuineness about you. As a European, I love that. It drives me crazy when people wrap things into cell phone, quote unquote cell phone, instead of talking straight. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. John Henry said, being real, transparent, and a great educated. Yes, thank you. I feel like I was like, how can I separate myself from all of these other agents that are on YouTube, right? And I'm a very like hands-on learner. Like I have to see it to understand. Like because you could talk to me about a process and I'm just like, okay. But if I'm seeing it like written down or if somebody's presenting it to me, like literally I have to see it, draw it out for me. That's the way I learn. And so I figured, okay, I think there's a lot of people like that, like me. And so I figured I'll do that with my whiteboard. And it just slowly started evolving, right? So now it's Monarch School of Real Estate. And I think I went through 3 whiteboards already. And you guys want to know something? My last whiteboard, I literally just bought it, okay? And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys need to follow me on Instagram. Hold on. Let me send you my. So we just created a new Instagram because the other one I had was really, really old and there was no growth was happening. And I think it was just stuck. So I created another one, Evolve with, and it's just Alexis. That's my Instagram. And you guys can see like just stuff that's day to day, right? So when we went to, where did we go? Where did we go? New York. My dog, one of my dogs, Peace, she escaped. And she was gone for a week. And we finally found her. So we had to drive to Tampa to go get her. And we didn't know that we didn't realize that the whiteboard was in the car. So she went and she hopped in because we were in the truck. She hopped in the back and she just scratched it up and we just bought it. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. So I take my whiteboard everywhere because like I said, that's how I present it because I know there's a lot of people who learn just like I do. Janet, February 19th. Okay. So my birthday is March 13th. March 13th. James said, I rewatched The Odd House with 2 white dishwashers and limited cam. Oh, yes. I really, really like that house. That had the separate in-law suite in the back with its own kitchen and everything. That was actually one of my favorite homes, but I felt like the builder just kind of lacked in that kitchen. It was just like, really? You kept it real on that tour. You told it like it was. Yeah, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, I do not work for these builders. I do not work for, and even if I worked for the seller and I thought that something was just odd, I'm gonna mention it, right? Um so yes, and that's why I always say, like, never go to a builder without your real estate agent. Never. Don't do it. Don't do it. They're not taking our commission. Like, oh, if you had a realtor and they're gonna get paid X amount of money, we'll take that off the purchase price. No, that's not how it works. Don't go to a construction community without your agent. Hi, Wanda. Visited Orlando about a month ago and visited my aunt in Miami and Lehigh Acres, Florida. What did you think about it? So there's actually a lot of new builds in Lehigh Acres. Very, very, very nice. They're a little bit more expensive than you would find it in like the Ocala area, but there's some really nice houses there. The only thing with those is that sometimes you just have to watch out to see if you have to have flood insurance. And what the so you also want to see what the property taxes are there and what the homeowner's insurance is over there as well. So we just closed on one of my families last week, and Shiloh said, doesn't the builder pay the commission now, an incentive for the buyers? Yeah, the builders pay the buyer's agents commission. Every builder is different whether what they're offering, but what I'm saying is that, like, they're not going to be like, oh, you don't have an agent, well, we'll take what we were going to pay them and take it off your purchase price. That's not how it that's you're not saving it. Yeah. Pedro says, Scorpions here, mine on Scorpio here, mine on November 6th and Cassette's on the 8th. What? You guys have birthdays that close to each other? I love that. I absolutely love that. So, Miami has crazy traffic. They do have, Miami is really beautiful, don't get me wrong, but yeah, their traffic is, and it's so crazy what's for sale, like a $500,000 house, which is like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-car garage home, and what you could get over here it's so crazy, right? I had clients who were were looking in Lehigh Acres, but they ended up buying in Punta Gorda. Pedro said, yes, girl, that's crazy. I love that. Shiloh said, happy birthday, Pedro. Yes. Can you guys believe we're already coming up into the end of the year? Like, where has the year went? The kids already put up the Christmas tree today. They were like, we ready. We are ready. Guys, I love that we have this community here in the YouTube live. This is amazing. I love that you guys interact with each other, interact with me, because if not, this would be super boring if it's just me talking. That's why in the very beginning, I'm like, okay, there's only 5 viewers. I'm like, where's all my people? Because I don't want to just talk. I want to interact with you guys. And I want to answer your questions and things like that. So so we went to a Halloween party yesterday. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you follow me on my Instagram, you'll be able to see like the day-to-day and stuff that I post on here. But let me see if you guys could see it. This was me and Victor. Let me see if I could. There. This is me and Victor yesterday. We literally, on our way back from Alachua, we stopped in Gainesville at Spirit Halloween, and we just picked this up real quick. We saw it, and we were like, okay, we're going to make this happen because we had a Halloween party to go to. Yes, look at that. Oh. So it was so much fun, too. It was so much fun. So definitely follow my Instagram if you want to see the day-to-day, because I don't know if my views are down on YouTube, and I don't know, because I try to post kind of like the day-to-day shorts and things like that, if it's messing with the algorithm. So I'm not really sure about that, but anyways, check out my Instagram if you guys have Instagram. Do you guys have Instagram? Shiloh said, how wide is your span of influence for real estate? Do you sell near the coastlines? So I sell, so I would go up to about Ocala, maybe a little bit north, all the way down to Tampa and everywhere in between, in the sense, right? So I'm not afraid to travel, but if I feel like I'm not I mean, I feel like I could sell anywhere, right? Jada says she don't have Instagram or Facebook. Ah, okay, that's okay. So like I'm starting to think if I'm gonna sell in Miami, just because I have so many clients who sell their homes there to come over here. So I'm like, maybe I will sell in Miami. I'm just not that sure. But I sell like I'll sell in Lehigh Acres if I need to, right? Like I said, one of my families was like, I want to work with you. Like, you're gonna help me. And we helped them buy in Punta Gorda. Right. So if you really, really, really want to work with us and it's far out of our reach, we'll make it happen. Wanda, love your family. I support your content and mostly on TikTok. Thank you so much. I tried TikTok. Oh man, TikTok is TikTok is what?
Mixed bag.
It's a mix. Yeah, it's mixed. I'm like, so we try. I'm like, I think TikTok is more for teaching. I want to say, I don't know. I haven't hit that yet. Miami will be a long drive for you. You would need an agent in Miami. Yes. So guys, let's talk about, I know we're already 115, 1 hour and 15 minutes in here, but let's talk about something right here. You guys know that I'm 100%. I'm just super, I'm going to be vulnerable for you guys in a minute. So I stop. Okay. So sometimes, right, it's like you have everything you're looking for, right, within you and what you're already doing. But sometimes you still look outside of yourself to see if there's if you can fill in a gap that you think you have but you really don't have, right? So I went to go and I switched brokerages for a week. So I went to I switched my license over to Serhant. And then after just really, really reflecting and my gut, like I said, I should have listened, and I'm a very intuitive person, and there was just things that didn't align with me and my business and where I am right now. And I just kind of like, I started to, okay, I'll overlook that, I'll overlook this and things like that. And it wasn't making sense anymore to me. And I'm just like, man, and I have a life coach, and I called her and I was like, this is what's going on. She was like, go back to where you were. And I was like, yeah, but I just announced this. She was like, so what? So your clients don't care what brokerage you're with. And if agents are seeing your content and they're like, oh, she switched brokerages and all that, so what? You care about their opinion the day that they deposit money into your bank account. I was like, you're right, you know? So that was for a quick moment that I went to, I switched over to Serhant, and I was like, you know what? This is just right now. This is not for me. And I just went back to my old brokerage. So I was a little, I told my coach, I was like, I'm a little frustrated with myself. And she was like, why? She was like, the beauty of it is that you saw what's already within you and you continue to look outside and everything's there already, what you need. And I was like, you're right. So that goes to show, Shiloh, I do want to build a really, really big community, and I want to have agents all over the United States, the world eventually, right? So yes, I definitely need an agent in Miami. Hi, Carmen. Do I see myself living in Marion Oaks? It depends. So it depends, right? I would have to go the custom route, because none of those houses that are already they're already built or being built is not big enough for us in the Marion Oaks area, right? So I would have to get a big piece of land and custom build my home. Or I really do like the Rolling Hills area, because Rolling Hills has at least 1 acre. And I kind of like the privateness of it as well, but that's not to say that that's going to last or, forever, right? So it honestly depends. we're trying to figure that out because we don't want to be too far away from his parents either, because his parents are a support system, and they currently live in St. Cloud. But I think that they're trying to move too, so I'm not really sure. Shiloh said, I can't believe you're not a broker. I just assume you had your broker's license. I am not a broker. No, not yet. Next year. Vic and I have been talking about it, and I think that's the next step for us. I do think that that's the next step for us. Carmen said, we like the way you conduct yourself, and the honest question is, do you see yourself living in Marion Oaks, and what is the future of the same? Yeah, just I answered that question in the sense of I would definitely live in Marion Oaks. It's just the houses that are there are not big enough. I have 6 kids. I have 8 dogs, right? There's 8 of us. And even this house right now is where we've outgrown it, right? So eventually I'm gonna this house is lived in, right? My German Shepherds, I have a hole by my front door because my German Shepherds just run and bang into the wall. And so I have a huge wall that I have to get patched up, which I haven't. It's not priority for me right now. So, but we were just talking about that. We need a refresh in here, and so eventually I'm gonna rent this out and then buy another house. But I need it to be custom because it's just too many of us, and I really need to when I build my next house, I want to have like a living room for the dogs. Okay, because let's talk about this real quick. My dogs, number one, when we first bought our house, right, I didn't have enough money to buy a sofa. That's just real. That's just being real as real can freaking be. So it took a while for us to get a sofa, and then I got a sofa, and it was $4,000. $4,000. Leather, because I was saying maybe let's go leather because of the dogs, and I think it would last longer, right? And I like reclining. I want to chill. I like we love watching movies in this house, so I like to have my feet up and things like that. So the dogs were not allowed on the couch. They did really, really good. My niece calls me, and my niece is like, Titi, I'm gonna go into the Navy, and I have no one to take Hope, which is a German Shepherd. I said, oh, man. You guys know me. If you know me, you know me. I say yes. But what I've learned now is that when you say yes to things, you're saying no to a lot more, right? So I know that now. Anyways, so I took her in, and she was accustomed to sitting on the sofa. So when I tell you, she walked herself into the house, and she went on the sofa, and it was so hard to take her out, like get her off of that. All the dogs was like, oh, she's going on the sofa, I'm going on the sofa too. So then it's just kind of like I had no patience. I'm like, I'm not fighting with y'all. I'm not. So then we had the puppies. Oh my gosh, the puppies just they just tore my sofa up. And you know what? I'm not getting a new sofa. So what we did is I went on Amazon and I got sofa covers. So I'm not getting new sofas. Not until we get another house, then I could have them like in their own like family room, living room thing. And that's where they're gonna be. If you want to go on the sofa, go to your room. That's what I'm gonna tell the dogs. That's it. Oh my gosh, people, that means what you see is what you get. You get Alexis. That's awesome for a YouTube realtor. Awesome. What you see is what you get. I promise you. I promise. It's okay. You will have your broker's license when you find my house. Yes, Pedro, we're working on it. It's either me or Victor gonna do it. I don't think we both need it. My man cave or a canine? Oh, it's gonna be a canine cave. I love that word. It's a canine cave. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be. I'm telling you, I would not buy a new sofa. I don't care. I don't have people come to my house anyways. No. So that we have the cover over it, and that's it, because I'm not buying a new sofa until we get a new house. Carmen said, can some of the homes be constructed in our own lot? What's the lot price for a quarter of an acre, and are they in a flood zone? Great question, Carmen. So It depends. So if you buy a lot, a quarter of an acre is going for like 30,000 now in the Marion Oaks area, and you could definitely find a builder to build on your lot, right? But a lot of these, like if you see these other builders who have their own houses that they're constructing, most likely they will not build on your lot, right? But there are custom builders that will build on your lot, and it is not in a flood zone. Marion Oaks is not in a flood zone. Your freeways are so much better. Yeah, it doesn't, it's good not to have all of the I guess the compounding maybe stress of a broker, right? So I'm right now I'm at a cloud-based brokerage. And what I like about it is that I'm very I'm free in the sense of, I can have my own just have my home creativity when it comes to my brands and my business and things like that. So it just works. It just makes sense right now. But you know what? To be very honest with you, in my heart of hearts, my soul, my gut, my heart, I believe in Evolve Estates Group. I believe in this. I believe in us, and I see so much more for us. Right? My goal, I want to be on TV. I want to be on Netflix or HGTV, or even bring this to so much hundreds and hundreds and not millions of followers. Because like I said, I always say that your story is not for you, it's for someone else. And I feel like I've inspired so many people already that have reached out to me and like, you're super inspiring. You've inspired me to do A, B, and C. And I absolutely love that. Right. And so I want to inspire more. So I need to get this channel is gonna skyrocket, and we're already in year 2 and we're almost at 8,500 subscribers. Let me see. Yep, almost at 8,500 subscribers. So I'm super just super blessed, and I see so much for us, and I'm excited. All right, so like I said, I'm about to get off. Oh my gosh, I've been here for an hour and a half already. Tomorrow is going to be a Davenport Medina floor plan for Pulte Homes. Tuesday is going to be the Barnuminium. Next, our lifestyle video is going to be the cruise. So if you guys do not follow Sunshine State Living, definitely follow that channel. That's our family lifestyle channel, just giving you what Florida living has to offer through our eyes, right? You'll see my beautiful kids. And then next Monday is going to be Lancy Homes, which is the Exbury floor plan. It's a freaking beautiful home that's available in multiple different communities throughout Central Florida. So I'm excited for that. And then, like I said, we're going to start Luxury Thursdays on November 7th. So that's going to be of a Davenport home. So I'm super excited. Well, I hope you guys have an amazing week. I've really been trying to get a homeowner's insurance agent on this, so I'm really gonna shoot for next Sunday because I think that would bring so much value to you guys, right? Yes, give the kids a hug for all of us. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And you guys know how to reach me. Love you guys, and stay safe and have a good week.